So
are you answerable to anyone tonight?
I am going to speak as candidly as I can while remaining faithful to what I think is a good answer and honest my opinion.
Let's just dive straight into it. $1,000 wheel compared to something that costs 3 times as expensive. Okay,
that's always the elephant in the room,
so
isn't
when
it?
I
love how this wheel gives me a sense of confidence when cycling. When it comes to acceleration or straight line speed, that one feels faster. And the fact that if you use these wheels in Singapore, more often than not, people seem to think you are expected to cycle fast. How come it's only cycling at 20 km per hour?
Yeah.
So malu.
Of course.
Why? Why?
Because your bicycle is so expensive.
Why can't I just do a santai ride?
Right. Aaron, you are really taking too much of my airtime here. This is your 3rd appearance on my channel.
All I can say is thanks for having me on so often. I think it's a wonderful opportunity as well. So I never thought that I'll be given a chance to come here a 3rd time.
Yeah. So
even though it was supposed to be on for a new bicycle.
Yeah, so there's, as you guys can see, there's no bicycle here, but there's 2 bags here. So today, funnily, when we did your interview, we trolled some people, we triggered some people. One Bike Asia, who is the, I don't know if I'm using the right term, supplier or distributor of Princeton wheels, reached out and they commented on my Instagram and they said, you know what, get this guy to contact me, we'll send him a set of Princeton. So tell us more about the backstory. Why did they come out to reach out to you?
So I think that this prank has somehow taken a life of its own and has gone beyond what we originally intended. So I switched the wheels out to, holy shit, wait, sorry. Okay, I'm sorry for the masking tape. I have no idea where that came from. It just came from...
Princeton Carbon Sleep Drag 565.
No, I'm sorry, this wasn't supposed to be there. I think when I was cycling up, I picked up some rubbish along the way. It was stuck to the wheels. If the only drawback I think about these wheels is that it doesn't have some funky Wake 5650 on it or very cool radial spokes.
Yeah.
I think that's the only drawback about it.
Right.
But I do agree that I do aspire one day towards trying these brands lah.
I do aspire one day towards trying these brands lah.
But I didn't what I think about it both,
the
good and the bad lah. I mean, there has to be a balance to it. Not everything is perfect.
Without further ado, if you could unbox or unzip.
So I'll pass you my Princeton.
This is the Princeton.
And now let's take these wheels out. A couple of my friends have seen the wheels already because I've been riding with them.
Yeah. Did you get which wheels to choose?
Sorry?
Or did you get to choose which
No,
Princeton?
but I think they passed me the 5550 because it is a very similar profile. I mean, in terms of the jack profile to my, let's just call it 565. That's the Princeton. So these are the dual 5550.
Sorry, what's it called?
Princeton. CarbonWorks.
Why is it called dual?
Okay, I think it's because it's both front and back. I'm not sure why they call it dual, to be honest.
So this is a new set?
It's a new set of wheels.
As in like new in the market, this model?
It's new in the market. I think it just came out this year.
Oh.
And it's 5550 because I think following their naming nomenclature.
Yeah.
55 for the, what do you call this? The crest?
Yeah.
And 50 for, I've forgotten my physics terms.
Okay.
But yeah, 55 for the highest point, 50 for the lowest point.
So I'm only familiar with their older models. 4550, is it? That's the shallower one.
I think it's shallow one. Then there's a 6560. 6560.
And
There
this is the new
45.
one.
This is a new one.
Right.
So I think this is, or rather these wheels are meant for a more rugged condition.
Okay.
So it's wider and not so deep.
Okay.
So it's meant to be going for, I think let's talk about it. So, do you want me to talk about this wheel or should I just talk about them both in tandem?
Let's talk about these wheels first and then we do a comparison.
So I think it's important to look at the wheels as a whole because I mean these are the wheels they passed to me. So I cannot just talk about the rim profile alone without talking about everything else. So the 5550 that were passed to me were built with a white industry hub and aluminum spokes. I think they should be the normal CXWA, is it? I think it should be the CXWA
ones.
Yep, the normal Sapim spokes. And the tires are Pirelli P0.
Brand new.
Not just a normal P0, brand new P0s, but also International Cycling Club.
What the hell is that?
TNS. Past normal studios.
Do you save some watts with that print on it or what?
It makes me feel faster.
Can I put my name here? My Oompa Loompa cycling?
You could ask them, don't ask me. So yeah, I mean, but as a whole system, it is a 28mm tire, a very comfortable tire in fact, because Pirelli Zeros to me are fantastic tires. They feel they are very comfortable, and yet you don't lose that much in watts. 20mm mated to a 5550, which I think has an inner width of 22mm, and 30mm I think it's 22mm inner, 30 outer. So with the 20mm is one perfect nice 105 shape, the 105%.
Right.
So if you ask me what is this wheel built for, it's actually built for 20mm tire, 20 to 31, which is in fact what their marketing material says is optimized for this. So this is what it's optimized for. In Singapore, I think it really depends. So specs wise also, the wheels are supposed to be 1440 gram for a set of tactic hubs. But given that these are for industry, I'm guessing they're going to come up to around 1.5.
Tactic hubs are the new hubs from Princeton, right?
They are, I mean, it's what they're known for.
They're in-house hubs.
Yeah, not really in-house. It's actually made by this Germany brand. I actually went to Google that after that.
Oh, okay.
So everyone talks about tactic hub being like the hubs to get for Princeton.
Why?
I guess it's like what they are. I guess it's sort of a dual pair. Like Bora, you get their, what's their hub? The Bora, you get the Bora hub, the Bora hubs for their radial design. Same for Princeton. I think in Princeton, they come with the tactic hub if you really want to just go all the way. So yeah.
Let's talk about price.
Okay, so this set with the white industry hub costs 4,003.
What do you think of that?
How
much are your wheels?
My wheels, okay. I honestly don't know how much they cost in SGD. But my wheels over there, they cost 1,007 USD. After GST, after conversion, I'm guessing it's around 2,000 plus, 2006.
So
I'm guessing.
Right.
I'm guessing. I can't remember at this point.
Okay. Let's just dive straight into it. $1,000 wheel compared to something that costs 3 times as expensive. Okay,
that's always the elephant in the room,
so
isn't
when
it?
how long have you tested
Actually,
this
no,
out?
that's 1,007 USD.
Oh, US
so
dollars, sorry.
It's almost twice as expensive. Double.
Just out of disclosure, how long have you tested these wheels and where do you go?
I tested this on TMCR. I tested this along West Coast Highway. I bought it to Sentosa. I have not bought it to Mount Faber because it was raining that day. I still got caught in the rain anyway. So I tested it on climbs, fast straight roads, and roads where you're just cruising along. I got it along Balestier, where the roads are a bit iffy, sketchy at times. So in terms of Singapore, I've ridden it in most of Singapore's context, I guess. I didn't bring it to Neo Tiew, I didn't bring it to Lim Chu Kang. Because 7 months just passed. Kind of don't want to go there yet.
So 7 months is a Hungry Ghost Festival for those of you who are outside of Asia. So about, I would say you've clocked in about 200 kilometers?
More than that.
More than that?
More than that.
Okay. Okay, so...
I want to have fun with it. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You don't always get to play these wheels.
So what are your opinion? You know, two times something that costs 2 times as much. Would you pay good money for this?
Okay. I think I need to start off, if I were to answer the question, I need to start with what am I building a bicycle for, because you need to know what's your focus for cycling. So in my current focus, which is focused on forward speed and as light as possible, because I've mentioned my bicycle is not light, I will not get these wheels. Because my wheels over there is 1.3 kg and it is slightly deeper. So in my current situation, with the aim of the bicycle that I intend to build, this does not suit the profile of the bicycle that I want to build. Okay? But if I was cycling, for example, doing my Audex 400 Malaysia again, I would prefer to take this. I would buy this 10 out of 10 times. So I think the question of would I buy this, it really depends on what are you cycling, where are you cycling, and what do you intend to do. Because to me, it makes no sense to buy a cheaper wheel, and yet it doesn't suit the riding profile and terrain that you want to do. Because in the end, you're going to end up losing even more money when you find that, hey, this wheel doesn't really suit what I want. So for example, I could buy these wheels, they are very expensive and they are fantastic, but it does not suit the purpose of the cycling that I want to do in Singapore. Which is why currently I will take my wheels, to be fair, I spec those wheels specifically for their purpose. Carbon spokes, carbon TI hubs, flyweight wheel hubs, flyweight rims. So the rims over there are the flyweight version with a maximum rider limit of 90 kg. Carbon spokes, safe weight. Carbon TI hubs, safe weight. They are not the cheapest option. So in terms of price point, this is probably the flagship wheel for a light bicycle as well. So my purpose there is to save weight, go fast. That's the best option for me at the moment. But if I want to go back to Malaysia, as I mentioned, comfortable, slightly more rugged build, because these wheels are designed for more rugged riding. They are apparently tested on the Paris-Roubaix Bay. I guess this will survive there, given that the people there ride harder than me. I'm not sure that will survive because this is a flyweight option. It's a bit more fragile.
Is it really much more fragile?
I
Or that's
want-
what you think it
I
is?
read it's more fragile because there is a weight limit and they use the more brittle carbon to make it. So I'm going to assume it's more fragile and I will write it in a manner as if it's more fragile.
Okay.
But to be fair, I do find that these wheels are very rugged. So there's a sense of rugged refinement.
Yeah.
When I'm cycling along Balestier, when there are a lot, the potholes there are just, there's a lot of potholes basically. I have the confidence there to, for example, if I see a pothole, I'll just bunny hop over it. Or sometimes if I really can't react to it in time, I'll just take it. So lift your body up, let the wheel take it. I am confident to survive it. But that's also precisely because these are 28 mm. The ones over there are GP 5000, 25 mm. So in terms of rolling resistance and speed, these wheels feel a lot more constant. When it comes to acceleration or straight line speed, that one feels faster. And I guess also the carbon spokes help because whenever you accelerate on carbon spokes, there is a sense of agility to it. You feel it just picks up and goes. These wheels, however, excel on climbing long constant climbs when you're going up, say, maybe, Vigilante? If you're going up Vigilante, you just want to maintain a constant speed going up. I think these wheels will be better because it's consistent, it's smooth. You don't feel as if you're losing a lot of energy on it. Or for that one, because of the thinner tires, you have to be a bit more controlled, a bit more firm in your handling. This just goes up.
Okay. Can we do like a likes versus dislikes?
Okay, what I like about it, I love how this wheel gives me a sense of confidence when cycling. It feels very planted on the roads. But to be fair, as a whole, it's probably due to the tires as well. So these wheels are rugged. I mean, they were built for the Paris-Roubaix. But also the pairing with a 20 mm tire and pairing with a Pirelli Zero gives it a sense of, it connects it to the ground. I feel planted, I feel assured that I will not lose traction. It's a bit like going for mountain bike tires when you go from 21 to a 2.1 to a 25 mm, 2.5. You feel very planted and rooted in the ground, and there's a confidence that comes from it. So you're able to take corners more aggressively, especially along, say you're going down Faber. Normally you hold off on the brakes a bit more, you go down. This one I can just send it. Because I love downhills more than climbing.
Everyone
I'm a mountain biker. I started mountain biking. I would be very happy just taking a lift up if I just do the downhill.
Yeah.
So I think these are fantastic all-round wheels, which I'll feel confident cycling in Singapore in any condition. I would also feel confident going to Malaysia with this and doing my Audex 400 because the road conditions there are, let's just say that road maintenance is an afterthought.
Yeah.
Well, compared to Singapore where it seems like it's a pursuit of excellence.
Yeah.
The roads in Singapore along TMCR, there are no pebbles and stones.
Yeah.
So these are the wheels I'll take if I wanted a single set of wheels for all conditions and I can take anywhere, be it in Singapore, be it in Malaysia, Bintan, overseas. I would take these wheels because they're not too heavy. They are 1.4 kg, they are rugged, and they still have the aero depth profile of 50, the sweet spot, 50 mm profile, where you are still aero and yet not losing too much on the weight.
Dislikes.
Dislikes the weight.
Is it because of the hubs?
I guess so. So the white industry hubs are not the lightest, but it's a clean weight of 1.4 kg. I want my wheels to be 1.3 kg and below.
Okay.
But that's my current thoughts. Because I'm building my bicycle to be light. So I don't like the fact it is starting with 1.4. So that is really my main dislike about the wheel.
Yeah.
And the fact that if you use these wheels in Singapore, more often than not, people seem to think you are expected to cycle fast. Which is weird. Like, do you find this sort of reverse snobbishness that, oh, that guy's on the Princeton, that guy's on the S-Work? How come it's only cycling at 20 km per hour?
Yeah.
So malu.
Of course.
Why? Why?
Because your bicycle is so expensive.
Why can't I just do a Santai, right?
Just go for a cheaper Decathlon Tri-Band bike.
It's the experience, bro. The experience of riding a
Because
bicycle.
you're not pushing it to the full potential, right? Like you've got a S-Works, whatever bike S-Works or wheel. And you're going at 20, man.
That's fine.
I guess. I'm going to get roasted for saying this lah. I'm definitely going to get flamed. But I mean, come on, man. There are people out there who rides a Tri-Band or whatever bike and they are pushing it to the max.
I can tell you one such guy already. He cycles in a group I'm with also. He does his integrated, I think he rides with IR a lot. He rides at like 50, 40 km per hour on the Tri-Band.
Exactly, right? So they should be deserving of this kind of stuff. Not
I
someone
think the word deserving really... Okay, I think the word deserving is something that's debatable. Because at the end of the day, right, how you choose the wheels is just a set of wheels, but how you choose to use it is up to you. So It's true that probably the max potential of these wheels is probably like 40 to 50 km per hour. Same for those wheels there. But I don't see an issue where a person wants to just buy a really good bicycle and just take a nice chill ride, because half to me cycling, none of us are Tour de France riders. Yeah, so the thing is that in Singapore, a lot of times we find that because of our GDP, we have the leeway to spend on things that we want to buy, or things you couldn't buy as kids. As a kid, I want to buy a bicycle. I need to beg my parents for $200 just to buy a bike. Now I'm like, I want to buy a bike. What's my bank account? Can I do it? Okay, I can.
So, you know, yesterday while I was taking a shit, right? As always, I'll always be browsing Carousel for the best deals. And I saw this Pinarello F10 My Way, the old Dura Ace, going for 11,000 Sing dollars. And itchy lah, you know. So I copied that link, I sent to my friend Caleb. Caleb, what do you think of this bike? Is it worth $11,000? And he said this to me. Bro, you don't even cycle that much. You don't need to keep changing your bike. Your bike is good enough, which is so true. And then after that, I just closed the app and I'm like, okay, you know what? Just continue shitting and not browse anymore.
No lah.
But it's true, because I think the fact that now I'm doing YouTube and stuff, right? I just don't have the time to ride, and the bike is just beyond me. Like, I don't need that kind of bike. You know, does that make sense? Like, I've spec'd it out.
I do agree with what you're saying, because I think that's one perspective. It's a very valid perspective. You know, Sean?
Yeah.
He has an S-Work. I think recently, because of lack of time to cycle, he's also thinking of getting another bicycle and do more indoor training cycling.
Just go to spin class, man. Don't even need a
different.
bike.
Spin classes are so different from a proper trainer. The feeling is very different.
Have you been to a spin class?
I've seen people on the spin class, they look like hamsters. I did not say that. Okay. But yeah, I'm sorry, but a spin class looks so artificial compared to a proper trainer, right? When you have power control, you have cadence control.
But it's
even
different.
The posture is different.
Spin class is more like a gym session. It's not really meant to be like cycling. It's just like, you know...
But we are cyclists. We are not commuters.
That's why cyclists don't go for gym classes, right? Like spin classes.
Correct.
Yeah. It's a whole different thing, but I mean, let's not talk about that.
Okay, I think we digress.
Yeah, okay.
So anyway, I find it's perfectly fair to buy a set of wheels you enjoy as long as you pay for it. I mean, you are cycling to enjoy yourself. So for people who feel that, hey, I want to cycle fast on an expensive bicycle, by all means.
Yeah.
If you don't want to cycle fast, that's fine too. There's no need to be all reverse snobbish. I mean, personally, I've seen some people are reverse snobbish. They go, wow, they got on the Princeton, they got on the S-Works, they got on the Dogma, cycle 20 km per hour. Like,
I mean, I secretly judge people like that lah. I'm not gonna lie, I have.
Thank goodness I cycle faster than that. Oh no, are you judging me when I ride with you?
I don't know.
Shit, man.
No, the problem about your bike is it looks extremely heavy, man. Like, there's just too much things. It's slowing you down.
I think this thing is slowing me down more than bike. Honestly, I'll be frank, I think this thing is slowing me down way more than the bicycle.
Oh my god. Okay, I think there's some Instagram questions.
Okay, cool.
So as usual, if you guys want to submit your Instagram questions, follow me on Instagram and you get the chance to ask your question. The questions are pretty much has already been answered. I'll just pick one or two. Does that wavy pattern really work, especially on crosswinds?
Okay,
let's talk about the wavy patterns between
that
these
is
two.
subjective though. Okay, so that one is an X-Flow design. If you see there's sort of a wavy pattern too, except it doesn't actually dip into the wheel, it sort of bends inwards.
Okay.
Yeah, this one is, yeah, you can literally see the wavy patterns. But that's a subjective opinion already. Objectively, I can tell you that this is 55-50. That one is 56.5 all the way. That is objective. It is measurable. I can tell you upfront. But does it make a difference? That's subjective, because that's my personal experience. I feel they do. Because when I was along TMCR, turning towards TMCR, you know the crosswind doesn't come in towards you. It comes at your side. For my AR565, I feel it hits you a lot stronger and the impact is faster. You get pushed off a lot more. For this, it feels dampened as if I'm in water. So the push from the side feels dampened. It's still there, but it doesn't feel as apparent compared to my 565. That I will say is something I felt. Whether is that measurable, is that objective, I do not know, because there's no way I can measure torque. When I'm cycling, I'm just trying to stay alive on my bicycle.
Okay.
So I would say I felt that they did, or they do make a difference.
Right.
Whether is it scientifically proven, I cannot say.
Okay.
I mean, they do have the data, like Princeton has their data, but that is their data. My subjective experience is yes.
Okay. The guy would like you to describe the sound of this wheel when it's rolling. What is the warranty or any crash damage warranty? Maybe let's describe the sound of it first. Does it make any funny sound, or does it extraordinarily sounding?
It sounds very expensive.
Oh, okay.
When I cycle this, I feel the sound of $4,300 spinning. Okay, but to be
It's like
fair,
a wheel of
there is
fortune.
yeah, it's a wheel of fortune. But I think there is that sound that comes in Able wheels, that zung zung sound.
Yeah.
But it's not as apparent actually, to be honest. That one sounds louder. This sounds a bit more muted. So in terms of the aero sound, this doesn't have that much of it.
Right. Warranty? Crash damage
Honestly,
warranty?
I do not know. I think that one is better probably ask One by Asia themselves,
Okay.
because they are the one who probably would tell you upfront.
Yeah.
And they're probably clearer about it than me. I'm not the best information for that,
Okay.
unfortunately.
So what's the big deal about Princeton?
What's the big deal about Princeton? I think it's as if all luxury brands, because it is a luxury brand, there is both a performance and material advantage, I guess. But there is also, let's be frank, there is also a prestige that comes with using it. In the sense that once, imagine you buy a 565, okay? Sorry, not 565, a 6560. And you buy the new one that's a Strada 6560, the wider one. Once I have those wheels, I'll be in a situation where I can literally look at any other wheels and say, I'm not interested in upgrading, I'm done. So to me, the thing about having Princeton or Bora is that you are able to be very, very immune to upgrading, because you are already at a level where there is really nothing much to upgrade to. You have really spent that money, and you can be pretty sure that you are not going to spend a single cent more. It's a bit like that. You know that, have you heard of this theory, Vime's social theory of boots, I think? As in, when you buy something that is really expensive, these things tend to last you longer, so you end up saving money in the long term. Rather than buying something cheap, but you find that, something missing lah. So the thing about buying Princeton Bora, I feel is that once you buy it, you are done. And in the long run, you may actually end up saving money. Like a lot of my friends are on the old Bora WTO. They've been on them for like 6 years. And to them, there's really no need to buy any new wheels because I'm done.
Yeah.
Okay? So for me, I'm in a situation where thankfully enough, these wheels for me are my current end game wheels, because there's no other wheels on the market that gives me the qualities of deep, wide, and weight. To be honest, the price didn't even matter to me at all. I just paid them, say, this, how much does it cost here? Go.
You know, when you said this will be the end game, I'm actually smiling behind my mask because I know you will come here again.
Okay, assuming that something else comes along the market, maybe if Princeton comes out with a 650 or Bora comes out with a new Bora WTO that's 28mm, or rather 22mm, 30mm wide, yeah, I may buy it. Because then to me, that is the next level already. It's the evolution of my current wheels. But if it's going to be 1.6 kg, forget it. So for me now, I want something that hits deep, wide, and light. Price be damned, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay.
So since there's nothing else on the market, this to me fulfills that criteria. I am immune to upgrade from this, unless something else comes along.
When One by Asia will reach out to you again and they'll ask you, want to have a try of this new set of wheels?
No. I need to recover the damage to my wallet from buying my previous bicycle. But I think that these wheels are, if you really want an all-in-one, it's a bit like SL7. It does everything well, but I feel that it doesn't really stand out in one particular aspect, which I guess is what I kind of don't really like about it. But if I wanted one bicycle to do it all, this would be perfect for that bicycle, be it a Dogma, the current breed of all-in-one bicycles, SL7, Dogma F, the new, what's that? The new brand, Cervelo Soloist, is it? The Cervelo Soloist. It's a new all-in-one bicycle again, for the guy who only has one bicycle. I think this is the perfect match for it, because it's not too deep, you still can go touring, it's comfortable, it's aero, it's fast. But for a guy on an aero bike, I think you should probably consider another set of wheels.
Deeper.
Something deeper, something lighter, because aero bikes are not light.
Yeah. Minimum
So,
8 kilograms for a
yeah,
disc
it's
wheel.
ridiculous.
Disc.
Oh, I brought it down to below 8 already.
Oh, really?
Yes. I
Maybe
changed
for another time.
Another time.
Oh,
Probably
another
a review, but not another review, probably just chat about it.
Okay, so let's wrap up. Anything that you would like to address to people who might want to buy these wheels, or I don't know, anything, to Princeton or whatever?
I think for Princeton, the main thing is probably that I feel like if you want to buy these wheels, you have to know, or rather if you want to buy any wheels in particular, you need to know exactly what are you buying it for. And don't buy a set of wheels because it's cheap or because it's expensive and then you end up regretting your decision. It's bad if you buy a set of wheels that is cheap and then you end up upgrading because you find it doesn't meet your expectation. It's worse if you buy something that's really expensive and you find it doesn't meet what you want. So, but I think for a person who knows what they want, I only want one bicycle. I only want to ride this.
Nobody ever says that they want one bicycle.
I want only my mountain bike.
It's always
I'm
N
very
plus
happy
one.
in my current mountain bike.
Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, but no problem. But anyway, I think these are perfect wheels for someone who just wants that do it all in one bicycle. You want to go aero, touring, whatever. Buy the Princetons, the 5550, I think they're perfect for it. For someone who wants to go faster aero, get something else. So I'm being very frank here. I mean, I don't feel it's fair for a person to talk about a set of wheels and keep praising it to the moon, because that's not what the review is for. So yeah. And don't put something slimmer than 26 than 28 on this, because these tires, the wheels, I think they're meant for 28. 26, nah, then that's not the purpose of these tires already, or these wheels. If you're going to put 26, might as well get something deeper.
Yeah.
Okay. So, build a bicycle what you want it for.
Alright.
Know what you want.
Thank you for coming again.
No problem.
We'll definitely see you again, definitely for sure. I will hold you again saying that this is going to be your end game. I don't think so.
This is my end game view for my current build philosophy.
Oh, now
which
you're
is
putting all
fast
the
and light.
caveat and everything.
No, there is a caveat, because if I change the bicycle I want to build, I'll probably get other parts as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're indeed here.
Yeah.
I've got a flight to catch tomorrow morning.
Yeah, man. Okay.
Let's just do some filming around the
Sure,
wheels.
no problem.